Hello. Hello and good afternoon. My name is Jeremiah Shabrin. I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. I am broadcasting live here along State Route 93 in the village of Oak Hill, where we are waiting for the 32nd annual Oak Hill Festival of Flags Grand Parade. The parade should be making its way onto State Route 93 here in about a minute or so. I can see it making its way on a village street, and got Officer Scott Hughes up there directing traffic, and you can see the parade there behind him making its way into the frame. If this is your first time watching a parade streamed by me, I will call it as I see it, and it's just how I do it. So if I missed something, I apologize, because I will be also taking pictures as I'm filming here. So 2 for 1. The parade has made its way onto State Route 93 here in the village, also known as Front Street, for anybody that is watching. So leading the parade, we have a unit from the Oak Hill Police Department. Can't tell if that's the chief or not. Looks like Davey in there. It is Davey, yeah, Davey leading the parade there, followed by a unit from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And then behind them, a unit from the Natural Resources, making their way through. Behind them, we have some collars. And then I gotta step away for a second here so I can get a picture of the Grand Parade Marshal. That is Eugene Gatrell, making his way into the shot here. How are you, Gene? All right, this one's for the paper. Give away. All right. All right, and then behind them, so that was your Grand Marshal. That was Gene Gatrell. And behind them, you have your 2024 Oak Hill Festival of Flags royalty, riding in their final parade here. And behind them, you have the Marching Oaks. So we'll listen into the band here. All right, behind the Marching Oaks, we have the Oak Hill Marching Oaks bus that I think they use to travel with. It's pretty cool. And behind them, we have a slew of royalty coming up. I'll try to call the royalty as I see it here. Or at least say where they're from. So this is royalty from the Wild Turkey Festival up in the village of McCarker. That was just a few weeks ago. We were up there for the crowning of the royalty. That's Queen Madeline Channel and first runner-up Mika Still. And behind them we have royalty from the Oak Hill Festival of Flags. We were there for that crowning back in April, and you got Queen Taylor Williams, first attendant Emma Wiggins, and second attendant Sophie Williams, making their way through the Festival of Flags Grand Parade here in the village of Oak Hill. Followed behind them, we have another area festival, This is the Ohio Hill Country Festival with their slew of royalty. This festival happens in September, and it's a Hilco Festival. And behind them, we have the Jackson County Fair royalty, and we got the Queen and Court making their way through the Grand Parade here. That's Queen Natalie Allison there in the red, making their way through. And behind them, we have some royalty from the Beaver Oktoberfest. That's over in Pike County. That is held the first full weekend in October. Alright, and then coming up next, we have some more royalty, but she doesn't have any signage, so I'm not exactly sure. It says Beaver, maybe Beaver Oktoberfest as well. And behind them, we have some royalty. This is also from the Beaver Oktoberfest. Senior Queen, Hannah Feltz. And behind them, you have Miss Moonville. That is from the Benton County as well. And traveling from Circleville, you have some royalty from the Circleville Pumpkin Show. It's the greatest free show on earth, always the third Wednesday through Saturday in October. Making the trip down here to the village. Coming up next, we have more royalty. This is your Benton County Fair royalty, Queen and Court. The Benton County Fair will be coming up in July. And behind them, you have a unit from the Madison Jefferson Fire Department. And behind them, you have another unit from the Madison Jefferson Fire Department. The unit passing in front of the camera, that's Rescue 14, and behind them is Rescue 11. Followed by, coming into the frame now, we have royalty from, this is probably, if I had to guess, Bainbridge Festival of Leaves, but we'll know a little more as we get closer. Yes, this is the Fall Festival of Leaves, and that is in Bainbridge, Ohio. It's the third full weekend in October. Behind them, we have a whole float full of royalty making their way into the frame here. So this is the Nelsonville Snowflake royalty that's going past. Behind them, we have royalty from the Nelsonville Parade of the Hills. That festival is held the third full week in August. Joining us today, we have Miss Parade of the Hills, Max Mace. And behind them, we have the Ohio Hills Folk Festival. That is held the first Thursday through Saturday after July 4th in Quaker City, Ohio. And the white Nissan here coming through. We got some royalty sitting on the back here. We'll see if we can move the camera so you can see those folks hiding out from behind. All right. We got some more royalty. This is Miss Southern Teen. And behind them, you have Little Miss Parade of the Hills. And behind them, the golf cart got some, see Brian Moore, he's involved with the Festival of Flags. He's on the committee there. And behind them, we have Festival of Flags Queen contestant. making her way through. Here she is. And behind them we have another contestant for the 2025 Oak Hill Festival of Flags. This is contestant number 8. She is one of the contestants for royalty for the Oak Hill Festival of Flags. Coming into the frame, we have royalty from the West Jefferson Ox Roast. It is held annually on Labor Day weekend. It's 10 miles west of Columbus. Coming up next, we have some royalty from Herds of Hope, making their way into the frame. So there they go. And then behind them we have some more royalty. I can't see where the royalty's from. This is the Raiden White-tailed Deer Festival, held in September, it says. It says, visit us on Facebook. And up behind them, we have the Lady Oaks Volleyball, making their way through. Followed by a whole slew of ball teams making their way through the parade. There they are, making their way through. And a lot of these are your local. They're throwing candy at me. This is your little leagues. It says Lady Oaks Softball 8U, making their way through. I'll get it later. They're throwing me all kinds of candy here. I'll have to make sure I go back and get some of the candy. So what you're watching now, this is a lot of the rec league teams making their way through the parade here. Got little boys, little girls, all playing. That all play ball. So. Folks from the Oak Hill Library. Getting all kinds of candy over here by myself. And be loaded up for bubble gum for days. Right behind them, we got law enforcement and national resource officers from Ohio. So lots of little youth rec teams coming through. Making their way through.
Oh my god, let's do this so much. Guys, stop for one further down. You're just trying to get all the candy. I am.
Got some more little fellows making their way through. Got a unit from Red's Roland Garage, Bidwell, Ohio, making its way through. We have a rollback from Red's Roland Garage. That's 304-675-8500. Bidwell, Ohio, it says. Got the Medallions 4-H Club making their way through. There they go. Behind them, you have Jim's Buckeyes 4-H Club making their way through. Got some more tykes in the back of our truck here. Or with one of the 4-H clubs. Not sure which one. They didn't have any signage. Behind them, got a unit from Holzer Health System. In the background there, you can see the Holzer at Oak Hill clinic down here. And behind them, you got a unit from Bloomfield Volunteer Fire Department. Making their way through. And behind them, got a bunch of classic cars. I don't know if these are Model Ts or As or what they are. Always neat to see in the parade. One car's whistling at me. So this is the Appalachia Old Car Club, Jackson, Ohio. And the one that's sitting in front of us is Southern A Model A. Well, that's another club, Gallipolis, it says, making its way into the frame there. The Southern A Model A Club. So these must be A model of these cars. Seen a lot of Fords here. And this one here is whistling at me. Oh. There's the Smallies making their way through. In the parade here. There they go. And this pretty yellow one. Some more cars from the Appalachia Old Car Club. There's Marty making his way through. Got some little royalty from the Wild Turkey Festival. First full weekend in May in MacArthur. Making their way through. Got a nice tribute here for Memorial Day making its way through. Passing out some flyers here. Okay, so nice. So Vacation Bible School 2025. This is Trinity Westland Church making their way through. Check out the giant American flag here. There's Hester Cosby riding there. Got a couple classic trucks here. One says tree trimming and firewood. This is making its way through. Behind them, got a this is a rollback Angles Garage. That's 740-577-3636, Jackson, Ohio. And behind the rollback, we got a large wrecker from Angles. That's Angles Garage and Wrecker Service, Jackson, Ohio. Got a little bit of a holdup here on the parade route. Coming into the frame here, we have High Road Towing and Recovery, Jackson, Ohio, making their way in the grand finale parade here at the Oak Hill Festival of Flags. Still got one more day to get out and check out the festival. Tomorrow will be the final day, Memorial Day. So be sure to venture out to Oak Hill, Ohio for the festival. This is Dell's Towing, South Webster, Ohio. I have a unit from Greenfield Township Volunteer Fire Department. And if you look on top of this Madison Jefferson Fire Department unit, you can see Sparky up there waving hello to the kids. There he is. Sparky giving a pose for the camera here. And we have another unit from the Madison Jefferson Fire Department. And bringing up the rear, we got the Oak Hill Village Department, Police Department, and we got Scott Hughes in there bringing up the rear. He was out there directing traffic for the parade. So, there you have it. Mr. Hughes bringing up the rear. Make sure everybody's safe here. Maybe we can get a wave out of him as he comes by. There we go. We got a wave. So there you have it. There's your 32nd annual Oak Hill Festival of Flags Grand Parade here in the village of Oak Hill. We're going to sign off. I'll be live again here soon for the crowning of the 2025 Festival of Flag royalty. I did find out this year they're changing it up a little bit. And we're going to have a queen. You'll have a first attendant, second attendant, and a little miss. So we'll be checking that out this year. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off and make my way towards the festival.